That's the difference between me and them, you know? Like, I don't know tired. Like, I'll worry about being tired when I lay on the bed.
I hear ya.
You know?
Welcome to the Knowleaf podcast. I am Mia Jane. We are an online sourcing and comparison platform for wholesale cannabis products. We enable buyers and sellers to make better decisions by providing a platform with trust and transparency built in. We do these podcasts because the foundation of cannabis is based on this culture of collectiveness and an industry that is transitioning from the illicit market to the legal market. Enviably has some interesting startup stories. I've got with me Chef Rudy, aka Chef Fantabulous. Chef Fantabulous isn't any ordinary chef. He is known for infusing cannabis into the food he makes. He promotes both medical and recently legalized recreational cannabis. He founded Cannabis Catered Events, a full-on catering and events company that focuses on chefs and built events centered around the food first and then cannabis, which just happens to be present. He also is a personal and private chef for Hollywood celebrities. Yay, nice. All right. So very, very cool. Sounds like you've got a lot of experience under your belt, Chef Rudy. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got started?
Yeah, well, first it's Chef Rudy, aka Chef Fantabulous.
All right.
And hey, yeah, get it right. No, just kidding. But yeah, just in a short amount of time, I've been able to build a little resume, and it's been a great experience. Having a lot of fun, and it's really been surreal, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I wake up and I say that I'm a cannabis chef, and a lot of people don't know what that is, and it's just like, it's amazing to be doing the things that I've been passionate about all my life. I've been smoking weed since I was 13, and I've been pretty much cooking since I was 13. So
Wow.
To be able to say that that's what I do for a living, it's really, it's a blessing, to tell you the truth. Yeah, so.
Nice. That sounds like a pretty good way to live, and quite a blessing there. So you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what is the biggest benefit of working in the cannabis industry?
Well, number one, I didn't have any contacts in the cannabis industry when I started. So a benefit of working in the cannabis industry is that I've been able to maneuver and position myself to be sponsored by a few companies. Got one of them in my pocket right here, Lobo.
Nice.
And so I get free products, you know,
Okay.
just to mention their product, Lobo Cannagars. Make sure you check them out on Instagram. So that's pretty much a big benefit for me. I haven't really paid for cannabis in the last 2 years. So like being that I consume every single day, that's one of the biggest benefits for me.
Nice. And is Lobo Canagar your favorite way to smoke lately?
Oh, well, I'm in the pre-rolls for the Cannagars. Yes, this is probably my top choice for the pre-rolled blunts, pretty much, or Cannagars as they call them, as they're known. So it's probably the top choice for me because there's nothing else that compares to it, to tell you the truth. And I consume a lot of. I smoke a lot.
I'm sure working as a cannabis chef, you probably have to, taste test a little bit of the product.
Yes.
Of course. Well, so speaking of taste testing, what is the game plan for 2020?
Well, coming up on Sunday, we got the Cannabis Wedding Expo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
Will you?
Yes.
That's nice to know. So, we're actually sharing a booth with my partner, Jaden.
Okay, cool.
Creative Culture.
Very cool.
He's partnered in with Cannabis Catered Events. So we have a booth at the Wedding Expo. He's doing the video for it, and that's what we got coming up immediately. We're in the process of planning High Seas 2, which we threw last July, and that's pretty much the main focus right now. We got a few things surrounded around that, but that's like the main thing on our calendar. It's coming up in July. And we're gonna pretty much, we always like to outdo ourselves. So it's like, although the first one was big and really, a lot of people said that we made history. So we got to top that. That's what we're looking
Made
at.
history.
So that's,
All right.
That's what we were told,
Big
so
shoes to fill.
yes.
All right. Well, and you said it was called High Seas?
High Seas, yeah.
All right.
So we're going to have the High
that one.
Seas 2 in July.
All right.
And we're probably going to be doing something for 420. And I just can't really pinpoint exactly what yet. There's so many things that are I'm being offered. So it's just really seeing where we can not benefit just the company, but, the community itself too. We always want to, this community has been great to me. They've always supported me. So like, I always feel like I got to give back. And I feel that, they're a big part of, why I am who I am. So it's like, I definitely, there's some people here in the audience that come to support me. It's the first time I've met them. So, it's a great thing to have followers like that look up to you, So that's an out of body experience, to tell you the truth. I'm looking at her right now. So she's been so
no, it's great when the community is still there, for sure.
Definitely, and it's a real thing. You know what I mean? It's not fake love. There's a lot of people who really support me and show me love. So like that's how I actually that inspires me to do better. And to support others as well. Some people that are some companies that are up and coming. I definitely feel like I was a diamond in the rough. So I like to find those companies as well and those people, to tell you the truth. So
absolutely, not enough of your kind in the industry, in my opinion. You got to support,
yes,
those who support us, for sure. Nice. Yeah. Well, let's see. So, with all of your years of cooking in the cannabis-infused foods world, have you run into any issues doing these events and things like that?
Well, every event has issues. Let's just be real here.
Oh, I hear that for sure.
But it's about managing and overcoming the things that that come up, and not panicking. So I was just having a conversation where there's a lot of people who were at the top when I first started, and people who I looked up to and that inspired me, and now they're no longer in the industry. So it's you know what I mean? Being relevant is really important, and keeping that relevance is sustaining it. Sustainability. It's why I post. I wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning every day to post, and to put out content, because I don't have a website. I don't advertise. But I'm one of the busiest people in the industry, and I can't tell you why that is.
You gotta stay on that hustle, man. That's why these people are here tonight, though.
People ask me, you know what I mean? And I have 3 kids. My daughter's in water polo. I coach soccer. So, you know what I'm saying? Wow. I make time to do all those things and do my company. And people say that they're tired, and you know what I mean? That's the difference between me and them, I don't know tired. I never my wife always tells me, she goes, "Oh, you're tired?" I'm like, I'll worry about being tired when I lay on the bed.
I hear ya.
So I just always try to be positive.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Well, sounds like you've got a great handle on it.
There's something that I did want to mention. So another big thing that we got going on for 2020 is I got my boy here, Extravaganza. We are going to launch a Filipino focused cannabis podcast.
Okay,
right?
All right.
And
I like it.
Actually, probably gonna be doing it with our people that are hosting this. So it's like,
nice.
Hey,
all right. Well, seems like you got a good crew with you. Yeah.
It hasn't been discussed yet, but I'm pretty sure there's some.
Dropping big bombs over here
right?
on the Knowleaf podcast tonight.
So that's some brand new stuff right there. But we've been talking about it. We actually have some guest lineups already and some content that we're gonna be putting out on it as well. So my boy Tunes over there, he's I met him, I'd say like a year ago. He actually he's a good friend of my somebody I went to high school with.
Oh, crazy.
So so it's just basically, that's what I mean. The community is really. It's really, the industry is really big, but the community is really small. And Filipinos we're a rare breed in this industry. So it's like when you meet other people who are thriving in the industry, it's like you really, I look up to him and I respect him. So like, why not why not do something? We want to be the go-to Filipino presence for the cannabis industry. You know what I'm saying? So that's what our goal is to do.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't want to not mention that. So.
No, very important stuff. Definitely something you need to talk about and get the word out
Exciting.
about.
Yeah,
That's very cool. So exciting stuff. So back to your cannabis events. How do you normally source a lot of your product?
Well, that's easy. My partner has his own distribution.
There you go.
Yeah. So J Dabs, if you guys are on Instagram, follow him, J Dabs24. My boy Jeff, he's been a great. I don't even know how to say it, man. It's like you're bringing me to tears here.
J Dabs.
Jeff,
24.
Yeah, J Dabs24.
All right.
He's
Sounds
been
like a good guy.
No, definitely. He's been the best to me. So definitely wouldn't been able to do what I've been doing, especially since last year. Ever since I brought him aboard, everything has just been elevated. Everything has just grown exponentially. And he's the level-headed one, so he's a lot more organized than I am, and he's basically we complete each other. Yeah, I'm the yin to his yang. You know?
So sweet. So sweet. Your
Sorry,
full spectrum
babe.
effect.
I still love you. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Well, very cool. Sounds like you guys go back.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey. He's over there in the corner. Yeah.
So, any further thoughts on the supply chain? Any further people you might be working with in 2020?
Well, I'm definitely probably gonna do another Bites. There's been a big demand for Bites, and basically Bites is it's an event where I bring in some chefs and collaborate, and we do some chef station Bites, and the infusion is optional.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so the last time I did it was in Vegas. Actually, I had 10 chefs, and so I think we're gonna have to do another one out here.
Like little bites?
Yeah, just little bites.
All right,
yeah,
I like
so
it.
It's really so we're gonna have the last one we had 10 chef stations, 2 bites each, so that's 20 different bites.
Wow.
And infusion was optional, and we had a cheese wheel, we had sushi, we had all kinds of stuff going on. So I really like to bring the chefs together and focus on the food and the chefs, and cannabis just happens to be there. So you can consume cannabis because really nobody advertises, hey, Budweiser's going to be here and Marlboro, it's just there, right? So that's how the normalization of cannabis is really going to happen. You know what I'm saying? We just got to act like everyone says, oh, you can't smoke here. No, it's fucking legal, bro. Just fucking relax. You know what I'm saying? If you got a problem with it, I don't have a problem with you smoking your cigarettes, you know what I mean, and drinking your alcohol, because I don't really consume those products.
There you go.
So,
Rudy, are you from California?
I'm born and raised in California.
All right, you've got that California vibe. I like it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Long Beach.
Nice.
Yeah, so
did you ever think you'd be working in the
never
cannabis
ever.
cuisine industry?
Like even just 2 years ago, I got my 19-year-old son over there. Never. He knows it. My wife knows it. Like I can't even say that I dreamed of this. You know what I mean? The only time I could say that I dreamed of this is, this all happened. I had a surgery. I couldn't smoke weed. The Percocets and everything they prescribed me wasn't working. So somebody told me to consume edibles. So I did that, and it worked. And I was like, wow. So I'd go to the dispensary, I'd buy all these edibles, and then I started, because I was at home recovering, I started watching this show on Vice called Bon Appetit with Rai Pritchard and Abdullah Saeed. And I watched every episode like 5 times through. You know what I mean?
Such a classic.
And I started my company in November of 2017, right before the legalization. And the only reason that I started it is because I went to a sesh in San Bernardino and Elks Lodge, and some chick over there, she had infused tacos.
Oh, really?
Then I was like, what? This is this is a Bon Appetit in real life, you know? I was like,
Nice.
and she was like, yeah. She said, it's infused. And I was like, so that blew my mind. And that's how Cannabis Catered Events was born. I went home and I was like, man, I can do this because her tacos suck, you know? So I was like, yeah, I could definitely do better than that, you know? And that's basically how it happened. And I'd done events before. I did casino events for like eHarmony, Disney, and these people would pay $25,000, $30,000 for fake casino events. So I knew that if I put together a put together. I mean, there was nothing like to me. I had nothing that inspired me. Like I put this all together by myself. So it's like I basically took what I was doing there with just the want of like there's no YouTube, there's no schooling, there's nothing I can research to do what I did. So it's just basically learning on the fly. And there was people who inspired me, other chefs and other people in the industry that I looked up to. And now all those people I can either call my friends, even like Bon Appetit, I have them on my phone. I have a text feed with them. They come to all my events if I ask them to. So I could have never told you that I would, when I would watch that show, everyone I would smoke weed with, I would be like, bro, check this show out. Like, oh, I just want to smoke with them. I just want to meet them. And now they come to my events. I can text them to come through.
Absolutely.
Like Abdullah Saeed he just did the shit show in December. He's relaunching it as another show, but his mom was in town the other day, and he was like, "Hey, Rudy, you have any events going on right now? I want my mom to taste your cooking." And I was like, "That shit, it brings me to tears because it's like this is why I do this, because I used to watch him on TV. So like to have him text me stuff like that, it's just like I get goosebumps just thinking about it. So
making cannabis dreams come true.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And so and that's the thing. I could have been like, oh, that's already a dream come true, so I could have stopped there, but I didn't. And it's like I just realized that, I'm not a traditional chef, by the way. I didn't go to chef school, so I'm self-taught. And I embrace my rawness. That's what separates me from all the cookie cutter chefs, like I call them, all the people who went to school, because they all think the same and cook the same, where I have a different approach. They give me stink eye when I cook. They all look at me and they're like, that's not how you do it. But it's not about that. Just taste the end product, and when they taste my food, it's good. Like last night I had an event, a 5-course dinner, and I had a chef Pat with me, and I had a lot of things that I needed to work on, but the food itself, he complimented me that it was good. It was like, at least, you have a good foundation. You just have a couple of things that you can get a little bit better at, but your end product is good, and everyone enjoyed it. And so that's why I like to collab with chefs. It helps me learn, so I embrace their criticism and their because I only want to get better, so. Absolutely.
Got to keep growing and getting better. And by the way, the food looked amazing. I hate that I missed it. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to try some of your delicious infused foods though.
Yeah, so where we were going to see each other?
At the Cannabis Wedding Expo.
At the Wedding
Are you going
Expo.
to have some,
See, I'm already
some bites
hey,
out
I'm pretty high right now. Lobo, you know what I mean?
Man.
So, live resin. But the Cannabis Wedding Expo, I will be making some bites over there.
All right,
so
wonderful.
There you go. You'll be able to taste my cooking.
Well, I cannot wait. I am so excited. Well, speaking of more cannabis events in the future, where do you foresee all of this cannabis catered events and infused cuisine taking you, and kind of the future of it all?
Basically, I want Cannabis Catered Events to be the household name for celebrities when it comes to infused
Sounds like
cuisine.
You're already on the way there. You had quite a list of celebrity fans already.
Well, and that's the thing, I just want to be a household name. I want to be the go-to guy. And not just like me. So Cannabis Catered Events is an umbrella of chefs. You know what I mean? And we're not just cuisine. We have the creative culture, which is media, and then we have my partner Jeff, who's cannabis. And then we do full-on events. So we're not just cuisine, which a lot of people get surprised to find that out about me. So most misconception about me is that I'm just a chef, and I'm like, yeah, that's just one of the things that I do. So
You can help with the event space and the lighting.
yes,
the DJ.
so the venue,
He's got you covered.
everything that you would need to facilitate and produce an event. Like
Wonderful.
I'm the go-to stop, one
the
and
guy to
only
know.
go-to stop.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's something that I had to get out there because I really there's some people that we've I'd like to say not failed partnerships but trials, you know. So you know, there's always a trial period when you're partnering with someone. Like me and my partner Jeff right now, I think we're still going through it, you know, growing pains. No, but yeah, you know, you got to feel each other out to make sure that there's a match there and that you get the energy and the vibes is, you know what I mean, works. Yeah. So you know, a lot of people always say that they want to collab and they want to work together. So there's some people that we try out. You know, we put them on a trial, like a probation period, you could say, and to see that everything complements each other, you know, and everyone's gonna work well with one another and be accountable for what they say that they're gonna do. So it's like, you know, those things are kind of just like anything in life, they're difficult. You know what I mean? So it's like I think moving forward, it's just really gonna be me and Jeff, and we're really gonna be able to do it without any other, you know, entity, I guess you could say, because it's just complicates things, I guess, you know.
Gotcha.
So,
well, I know that there are, you know, a couple different plant and herbs that are legal here in California, or at least the LA area. Are you planning any events with maybe some different mushroom varieties? Or I heard you were a fun guy.
Well, I'm a firm believer in microdosing myself, you know.
Okay. All right.
I might be on some right now. I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
All right.
But yeah, it's come up. You know, actually, the former owner of Dope Magazine, Mr. David Tran, good buddy of mine.
Yeah.
I went over to his event in Vegas, Playhouse, and after that event, because we talked about it actually. He said that I should start doing a special line with mushrooms.
Hey, you know, I know Dave as well, and he's a very smart guy. He's got some great ideas.
Yeah, so
I'd say it's, you know, definitely one that I'd try out.
He's
So
been
you
a
let me
big
know when you need some
mentor for me
testers.
since I started. Yeah, it's been it's been I to be able that I can, you know, reach out to him. It's, you know, after what he's been able to accomplish, you know. So
Absolutely.
it's just that's a really I don't even know how to describe that. But yeah, he's definitely done some big things in the industry, and he started up in his garage. So like, you know, and he's Asian. That's the big thing. You know, being an Asian in the industry, it's hard. You don't really get the respect that other people, you know, get right away. And being that I'm, you know, I was relatively a nobody, you know, so it's definitely a big blessing to be able to tell David, hey, this, and that, and he'll give me his input, you know. And then he went to High Seas, so he definitely wants to be part of High Seas too. He just launched Fairchild Events, and so, you know, he's a really smart guy, and to be able to pick his brain is a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree. Well, very cool. Well, what is your next event that you're most excited about?
I guess in February it's my birthday, and me and my wife's 20-year anniversary.
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
But we're probably gonna do something for Valentine's, you know.
Oh,
so
nice.
maybe a sit-down dinner. And
What a great idea.
Yeah, we're gonna do a sit-down dinner. I don't know if it's gonna be infused or not. Maybe a few of the courses will be infused, and we'll do cannabis pairings at the table as well, so you can consume the flower as you before you actually eat the food. So it's like a wine pairing, but
Yeah.
cannabis pairing. Yeah.
Very nice.
So it also awakens the taste palate. You know what I mean? What does everyone do after they smoke weed? Come on, let's be real.
I know what I do.
So
Like to
like
check
we
out
were
the
always
fridge.
out in the car smoking weed before we would eat, you know, before it was legal. So yeah, it's the best. Why not be able to smoke at the table? You know what I mean? So that's probably what we're gonna have going on in February, and then some event for 420, and then the yacht event in July, and then we'll probably close the year off with a Halloween event. So
You have a busy 2020 ahead.
yeah.
All right. Well, tell everyone where they can find you at.
Well, yeah, you can follow me at Cannabis Catered Events and at chef_flip_Fantabulous. That's my personal chef page. And yeah, that's pretty
Chef
much.
Flip Fantabulous. I'm getting it right the second time around.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a little tongue twister. Chef Flip Fantabulous.
A little bit,
yeah.
especially after one of those canagars. I will not lie.
So yeah, let's pop this one open and spark it. Yeah.
I hear that. All right. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us here today on the Knowleaf podcast.
For sure. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah.
And for having me. It's like I actually was really excited to be called in. I've been doing this is my first podcast of the year, so it's like just like I said, being relevant, you know. So being here makes me somebody, I guess, you know. So that's a cool thing. Thank you.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you here, and can't wait to chat with you about more events in the future. So yeah, definitely.
I'll see you Sunday then.
I will see you
Okay.
Sunday. I'll see you outside for that canagar
All right,
too.
let's go.
All right.
Thank you.